Hi, I'm Happiness, and you're?
Hi everybody. Of course.
Say welcome to Happy's Pod. You know why you're here.
And I'm about to be interrogated.
Ever been on anybody's channel?
No, please.
See, I'm making people to be proud.
I know, like after today, I start signing autographs. So I'm about to become famous.
We have like a very interesting topic that's been going on for a while. I'm sure majority of people that are coming here, they would always see Ireland has housing crisis. We always bring somebody to share their own. So Kosi, what do you think about Ireland housing crisis? And have you ever been faced with one?
First of all, I think the housing crisis in Ireland is a pandemic. There's COVID and then
there's
the housing
crisis
in Ireland.
Do you think it's a Dublin thing now, like it's in other counties?
To be honest, somewhere in between. Because I have friends who moved to other counties and
from
they were
Dublin,
able to get like a
nice
good
place.
Space, quite reasonably affordable.
Yes.
You see the most bizarre places for the bizarrest prices
in Dublin.
I don't know. Maybe
Dublin is in New Lagos. I keep saying it.
Please, probably worse.
You heard it from somebody. You see one small room and then they'll call like 750 minus bills. Minus bills. Let's go into like the landlord issues. First off, there's this thing where there's something called owner occupied. The landlord stays inside the house, or the landlord rents the space and all of a sudden can just tell you, oh yeah, come and move your stuff and get out from my house. So what do you think about that?
When I moved here in 2019, I didn't live in an owner-occupied house.
Okay.
I don't even know how to tell that story without telling it, to be honest. But long and short is, I was staying in a place that, had a few
landlord issues.
Yeah, not just landlord issues, but there were a couple of strings,
What do you mean?
Let's just say that one of the interesting peculiarities was I was always anxious.
Staying in a house? Why?
I was living alone. I like my space, so it was good.
How did you get the house first to begin with?
I got it through a friend. One of the dynamics was always trying to mind your business, so that certain rules of the law, did not know that
somebody was occupying that space.
That kind of thing.
So it wasn't legally binded or?
Not quite. You know how like people have like landlord agreements? No, I didn't have that.
Did you not have a landlord agreement? So they could throw you out of the house if they wanted to. Why did you take it?
I was new. Finding a place was
difficult.
Kind of difficult. And this just came like, okay.
There's this place. Yeah.
And I'm thankful for it because I know people who came at the same time as I did, and it wasn't a walk in the park getting a place. They were moving from all them hostel accommodations, hostel accommodation. I just came back. I was living in an apartment that was just me in it, even though there was one or two things, but it was like, you should have a roof over your head. You're not roaming the streets looking for where to stay and stuff like that. As much as I was there, I had my space. I was always anxious. I always had to make it look like there was nobody in the house. Yeah, so you know how like, in the morning you just draw your curtains.
Your curtains were always closed.
No. So when you look from outside,
you would not see it.
You always feel like, is anybody living here? I don't play loud music. Nobody comes to visit me.
Wow.
How somebody says, I came to surprise you. My dear, you will surprise yourself.
You are literally living in a prison. How long did you live there for?
I lived there. This year will make it 4 years since I've been in Ireland. I only just left there like end of last year. To be fair, I endured because I had other stuff going on. A few times I tried to look for a place, I didn't have much luck. So it was a matter of take the crooked with the streets. I manage this one. There was a case of what if you don't take somewhere else? Sorry, that's probably like more expensive or that has.
So like it was cost effective for you
at the time.
However, it had an issue of.
When they say something comes with a sprinkle of
the government rules and you not even having an agreement.
Yes. So I was standing on one leg.
How did you do that in the 3 years of staying there? Like
I could have hiccups like, for some reason the water heater is not working. So I wish I had bath with cold water a few times. So imagine having to bath with water that is not hot.
So there was no maintenance in the house. But were you not paying rent?
Well, my sisters used to still laugh at me about you're living abroad and you're boiling water inside kettle and bathing with bucket. You're in your house and somebody rings the bell. You won't. I get palpitations when somebody rings the bell, especially when now people who know me, who could come and visit me, know you don't ring the doorbell because I know you're coming.
So you just.
So when you get to the door, you text me or you call me and say, I'm downstairs. So anybody who rings my doorbell is not my friend. I don't know who you are.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Hold on. What was the issue with the house? Was it like nobody was supposed to stay there?
I think it was a case of, oh, it's not supposed to be rented out. I'm going to keep saying it. At least I'm grateful I had roof over my head. There were days I was like, to be honest, like if I could afford it and if I could find a place I could afford, I'd move. For the longest period of time, it was a luxury that I couldn't afford. But then while you're at it, make sure you stay out of trouble. Make sure you don't give anybody cause to suspect anything.
Did you meet the person that had the house?
I met them once. That was a couple of months before I left the house. I mean, months later is like
three years after.
Yeah. I heard stories of people who lived in that kind of setting, and then one day you just ring the doorbell, and then you open it, and there's the guards, and then they tell you to, come out, while they lock up the place.
And you just go homeless immediately. Staying in the house, did you find out that this was not legally binded?
I didn't suspect anything, but until, oh no, it's going to be like this. The dynamics of things were always changing. I had friends who said they were paying the rent and they were getting receipts.
But you weren't getting any
cash, so there was no paper trail.
You were paying cash?
Yeah. Say something happened now.
Yeah, you don't have evidence.
I don't have anything.
Yeah.
And then that was one of the problems I had when I now eventually started looking for a place. Because you would apply and they'll be like, oh, landlord reference.
Yeah.
Receipts to show that you've been paying rent. And I had nothing.
Oh my God. So first, it's not even only housing crisis. It's the fact that wherever you were staying was even hard enough that you can't even apply for other house.
Because I'd go to the ATM, withdraw cash.
And give. Okay. Wow.
And as I'm pressing it in the ATM, there's no way to type that you're pressing it.
And then how did you now start looking for a house?
As much as you're grateful for help, but there's that thing when you're giving help with one hand, and there are little things that are being done that you're like, maybe if you were not helping, you would be like this. Your landlord just shows up in the house whenever they want, because they have a key to the house. So off and on, by the second year, I'd look off and on, and on. And when I didn't have much luck, I'd be like, let me just manage. But by the beginning of last year, I was just very uncomfortable. So I actively started looking. Viewings for the ones that got back to me. I got a few scam people.
Wow.
Yeah.
In this housing?
Yes. I got one that was like, believe you're available to go for a viewing, come for viewing, blah, blah, blah. And the next thing they're now sending you that, oh, so it is Airbnb something that is going to organize the viewing. And then after that, you're going to pay something because they're the owner, they're living in Italy, or they look for one European country, and that's where they're living. But this is just like a retirement home. They'll have these very lovely pictures, or that it's only you that is going to be staying in the house. Like, wow, I'm about to start living the life. Bro, then don't get me started on this. Remember, there was this cottage house I went to go and view one day. So two people cannot pass the hallway at once. But the rent was going to be for what, $750-ish?
For a room?
Yes. And then the sitting room, you had to climb something that was like an attic kind of thing, and then get to where the sitting room is. And the sitting room is just one chair here, and there's a fireplace. Now, the bathroom, that was the interesting part. To get to the bathroom, when you come down from the attic, you pass the kitchen. So you know how you're going to the backyard? So you pass the kitchen, and then that's where the bathroom was. I saw the most interesting houses, and I interacted with the most interesting of people. But long and short is I spent the better part of 2022 house hunting.
Without any luck?
No, without any luck.
It was rejection like a job.
Rejection is even good. I remember this one, I went with my friend's scholar to go and view, and we got there, it was so nice, blah, 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 blah. But it was just a 2-bedroom place, one person was moving, I was going to have my own bathroom, because the other person had their own bathroom. And I just went, I was the first person to go and view it, and I went, I'm going to take it. Oh, okay, let me call you after work, because I think there's 1 or 2 people who are supposed to come and view. I'll get back to you after work. I'm still waiting for them to get back to me. There was one, till today, it pisses me off. This particular one had said, oh, okay, no, that's fine. Because my other friend of mine was looking for a place. I was like, oh, we both will take it. And she made us send like our proof of work. No, proof of work, bank statements, PPS.
All for house.
Passports, every bloody thing. I gathered all these documents, international passports, bank statements, every bloody thing that she needed. I sent it to her. And I emailed her. I'm like, oh, what's up? Any feedback? She's like, oh, yeah, she's going to get back to me. I don't hear from her. And I emailed her again and she goes, oh, somebody else took it. Yeah. Funny enough, where I currently live now, it's a miracle because it was just the case of, I'm just going to be telling everybody I know
that I'm looking for a house.
I'm looking for a place, so just in case you know any available spaces. And I reached out to my friend, who is now my housemate. And I'm like, oh, hey, I'm looking for a place just in case you know of any openings. And she's like, oh, any particular area? I was like, no, anywhere. As long as there's space and if I can afford it, I'll move. And then she goes, oh, there's going to be like a space in my place because my housemate is moving. I was like, oh, okay. Do people have like somebody who's going to take it already? I'm interested just in case. They're like, oh, well, she could talk to the rest of the housemates. For a while, I didn't want to move so far away from where my friends lived because somebody, coming out is a problem for me.
Yeah. So if it's now far away,
closer to where my friend, I could just go to work today and be like, work was frustrating, and then I just get on the bus and I'm in my friend's house. But if I'm living so far away,
that was going to be
like, well, let me suffer myself and stay in my house. But
that's desperation, and was the only affordable. Yeah. I mean, you were actively searching for a year and not getting anything.
I was desperate, and then imagine just upping, and then one day you're getting a text like, "Oh, we want you out before December." Like,
out of your the house
I was living at the time
that was not legally binded. They wanted you out before December. My God, what month was it when you got the text? Was it at least 3 months?
No, it was not bloody 3 months. The text came in November.
That they wanted you out before. How would you find a house in 1 month?
So I remember I just came back from work. Oh, and that text came because I had expressed my displeasure about certain things. And they were like, oh, you're getting too comfortable because you're living in the house alone. Anyway, we've decided that, oh, okay, we would want you to move out before the year ran out. Yeah. So it was a case of, even if it's if you have a kitchen cook, because I was going to take it. That's how bad things were. And to be honest, I was already frustrated. It got so bad, I couldn't cook proper food because one of the burners, like they were thinking, let me just find a place and go. I appreciate the days, of patience and the little things that were done to help me get a soft landing in this country. But I think I'm done. Thank you for your services to the nation.
Why did you not look outside Dublin?
Like I said, I didn't want to live so far away from where my friends lived. And then there was work. I had just gotten a job to start, and the work was in Dublin. I was taking train every day. What time will I wake up? What if I'm not living very close to the train station? I have to wake up really early. So for a while, I was even looking for places around, closer to the office. But at some point, I said, see, find the house first. We'll figure out movement. So I spoke to different. She just comes and goes, oh yeah, everybody's fine with it. So the person there is going to move by. Landlord reference could have been, hey, like the way you snap the landlord reference. Shit.
At least it's that legally binded. Like you don't have a problem when you're closing your curtain and Gada is coming for you.
I came out safe, my window is up. Just not open the blinds. I will open the window because somebody's coming to say, where clothes come down.
And that's how it is like in Dublin. Majority of the times, people that get to find houses are either somebody is moving out. Like for me too, it was a case like that somebody was moving out from the apartment. Where I was staying was actually very comfortable. This was owner occupied, but I had like the most lovely, amazing family that I could ever stay with. If she ever watches this, I love you and thank you for taking care of me. That's how my classmates too got the house, because she was looking for a house
and then you were like,
for a very long time. Nice. She had a text like that saying, their landlord is coming, they want to renovate the space, they should get out.
If you're able to cross the hurdle, it's like it feels like a hunter.
Like finding a place like if you're finding wives. I don't understand.
Even people that used to find wives, it's like they find fast.
Isn't married that
they have born baby, like 2 babies. Even want them to find the place that I think I can afford this. And then you have also the issue of the people you're living with. Yeah. Because you can be normal. And then you're living with people that all the lights are not on upstairs. So you're having to maintain normalcy for yourself and other people.
You know, like in Nigeria or wherever you're from, maybe you can just rent a space for you. Here, you're most likely always going to share a space. Except you have money.
In case anybody watches this, they have that kind of money.
Other than that, like, you would have to live with people. If it's not your friends now and then, there's space. You have to live with people that you don't know. Maybe you're sharing kitchen, you're sharing bathroom. So you need to have patience. You need to go and buy it.
Not patience
and have it. Because nobody really talks about when you then get a house and it is not your friends you're staying with. What temperament do you have to be normal with those people?
How do you manage your own emotions?
Exactly. I even stayed in student accommodation. The kitchen was shared. Luckily, my bathroom was ensuite, so that was so beautiful. But sometimes you get into the kitchen and it's just all messy and you're irritated. And you're like,
am I supposed to be cleaning?
Do you get? That's one of my pet peeves. Dirt, mostly in the kitchen area. But I will still do it. I'm so sorry that you had to go through the whole. Like, how's your mental health with all of that?
Oh, there was that day that actually. They rang my bell. And then when I opened the curtains, it was actually the daddy, but they were looking for somebody else. I nearly peed myself.
Oh my God.
And then it was bad because when I opened the curtains, they looked up, and so I couldn't pretend like I wasn't in the house.
So you went downstairs to answer?
Let me know. Went downstairs and I let them break it down.
How did you handle it?
I went inside and I was looking like, they were asking me about something else, somebody else that they were looking for. I try to make sure that even the person you were asking me about, even though I had seen the person before,
you don't know the person.
Never met them, never heard of them. And then these guys are tricky. They were repeating the same questions in different ways. So it was a case of, if people don't know, I'm in fucking Nigeria. I ain't gonna fall for that shit. I'm just repeating the same thing I said. When they left, it was. At the same time, I knew I didn't want to live like that. I used to make jokes that I used to tell my friends, and one day they would just be like, "Hello, ma'am, could you step outside, please?" I used to calculate. Well, then I'll go like this. Which of my friends have to like go? But yeah,
I'm just happy you found the place after 1 year of searching.
An entire full year. I'm very right. I think December I'll leave the house. Oh yeah.
Are you planning to move out of there in time?
I have. Sorry, this is how I used to sit in my house.
Every time in our office, like, there's always calls where people are homeless and looking for space, and the people that even stay, it's not like they don't have don't have money to pay for a house or anything. They have cars. Some people are living in their cars. It's so crazy. Mostly in Dublin, if you have a space where it's comfortable, not a space where it's not legally binded, please, by all means, like, stay until you find ways in getting a better space. If you can move out of Dublin and that sustains you, be open to it. Yes, most things are in Dublin, that's fine. But let's say you work remotely or the commuting is easy or whatever, like, you have the capacity to move out. It's getting so saturated that's like
Dublin.
The demand, they call it in the economy.
No, the demand is more than the supply.
Exactly. It's crazy. Even the new house that they are building, before they even finish building it,
new houses too, because
it's
like,
finished.
It's gone. I'm like, okay.
Who do you rent it to tell you the amount of people? Do you know the amount of people on housing list currently that are homeless?
Yeah, even
it's
to
much.
buy. Even to buy.
So please make sure you are legally binded in your house. Please. Thank you very much, Kosi.
Thank you.
And yeah, I will see you in the next one.
I know you'll see me. Bye.